y'all, it is the Southern Belle from Hell here, and welcome to another speed building video. Welcome to my channel, and welcome back if you are a returning subscriber. Today, I decided to take a little break from the haunted houses because one of my many Facebook friends from my Sims 4 groups, I absolutely love them. They requested this house and they sent me the blueprints and everything, and I've done a build for this simmer before, and I really enjoyed the last one. So this one was a bit bigger than the last one, and it's a little bit more modern. So this style, if you check out the blueprint below, it's a farmhouse, but it's a modern farmhouse. You can tell by the structure and the outside materials. It is definitely modern. It's not your old school type of farmhouse at all. So this gave me kind of an excuse to play around with rustic, slightly industrial materials on the inside, like just kind of mix and match those styles together, and it was a lot of fun. It definitely felt realistic. Like, this is the type of decor and type of houses I see like in a lot of magazines, things like that. Like if you're sitting in the doctor's office and there's like Southern Living or something next to you, you like just pop it open. And yeah, that's what this house kind of felt like to me, and I kind of drew inspiration off of things I know I've seen in magazines. I've been going off of Pinterest for so many builds. It was nice to just kind of think, okay, what have I personally seen in real life that I know I could replicate in a build that's kind of a popular build, at least where I live, where I'm from. Most people that build new houses, it's kind of got that modern farmhouse type build, modern ranch style. So if you like realism, I tried to get as realistic as possible, but still leave some room for freedom for this simmer to download it from the gallery and put in their own pieces from their sim family. And of course, if you want to download this on the gallery, I list my EAID below. And I would love to see what you guys do with my builds. I look forward to like people's screenshots all the time and see what you make out of whatever I come up with. So with this house, it has a 2-car garage, and it also has a pool in the backyard. And I'm just kind of making that area a bit simple, because in the pictures it's not overly saturated with a whole bunch of plants and foliage and things like that. It just looks like your typical modern suburban pool area in the backyard. But one of the cool things about this house is the windows. So I tried to match the windows with what I have. I'm not using any CC in this build. I tried to match it as close as possible to what I was looking at in the blueprints, and this got pretty close. So we have like this bold wood that's around all of these windows, and it really stands out against this white exterior. Now the exterior, at least for me, looking at the pictures, because it's not like a house that's already built and they took pictures and things like that and then did a blueprint. It's drawing. So I couldn't tell what type of material the exterior was. So I knew for a fact it wasn't, siding. So I thought this white brick looked rustic and kind of fit in with the farmhouse style, and fit in as close as I could possibly get to the blueprint. I do something that I've done a little bit, but I've never recorded it. So I love to watch other builders and other Sims 4 YouTubers, because they come up with just amazing stuff. So I'm not even gonna lie, when it comes to the garage area where the driveway is, am borrowing this. I'm not stealing, I'm borrowing this idea from Danielle Builds. So you'll see what I do in a second. It is not my idea at all, but when she did it, I went, that's genius. It's just genius. So next to the garage, there's just this little opening area. It's not the back door. The back door is, goes out to the pool. But there is this side door that kind of opens up into a laundry room. This house has a lot of space. Like, it's only 3 bedrooms and 3 baths, but it's got many rooms that, like, if you wanted to have, more Sims with their bedrooms, you could. There's a pretty decent sized office area. The garage is really big. I make the laundry room a very good size. So if you want to make more bedrooms out of this, feel free to do so. I make 2 of the bathrooms pretty large. One of the bathrooms is just like a little hallway bathroom. It's not a big old, shebang shaboodle. In the blueprint, it opens up, when you get into the 2nd floor, it opens up into a loft. It's not clear whether that loft is like a little guest bedroom or something. So I just make it into like a little den area. So this is what I'm doing from Danielle Builds. She uses one of the roof pieces, and I'm sure there's been other simmers that have done that. I'm not detracting from them at all, but that was the first time I've seen it, and I went, oh, that's genius. That looks like a driveway. What I've been doing is fiddling around with the elevation tool and moving the land up and then slowly smoothing it out, and that's super time consuming. It really is. This made it so much easier, and honestly, it looked better. So thank you, Danielle Builds. I'm going to give a shout out to you. In the picture, there is these vines, well, not vines, ivy. It's not very viney. It looks like thick, lush ivy that is coming up near these windows, and I wanted to replicate that because that's just such an easy thing to replicate in The Sims. But also, when it comes to the landscaping, according to the picture, it's not extremely colorful. You can definitely tell that there is, a manicured style happening, but it's not like just bursting with color. It's a lot of greens, a lot of little white flowers here and there. So that's what I'm doing. I don't really, I try not to just, coat this whole area, but, I still want to make it full because this is my favorite part of builds. I love landscaping. To me, it just adds realism, and also there's a part of me that just wishes that I could landscape like this. My mom is the green thumb in the family, not the Southern Belle from Hell. She is not. But I digress. This area, it took me quite a while. It took me quite a while to put all the plants down and kind of layer them so they look more full. And of course, these bushes did not want to sit perfectly on the ground. So I go back and with the tool mod and set those bushes on the ground. And I have it looking a little bit thicker on this side just because the pool's there and it's also the edge of the property. There's not going to be like any sim walking that little strip of land. At least they shouldn't. Because this is such a big property, what I like to do, just so it doesn't look like there's this random space that is empty on a huge lot, and that was one of the things the simmer requested. They're like, I want it on a big lot. And I went, so this house, even though it is big, it's not that big. So what I like to do is I like to put some trees out and just kind of scatter them, kind of put them in random areas so that it fits in with the background, like the other areas of land around this lot. And I think it ended up, looking fine because this isn't an extremely wooded area. So, it fits in. It does the job is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, this house, it took me about 7 hours to build. I always go a bit too detailed when it comes to builds that people request, because then I know the person is going to be playing with it a lot. You know, it's not just some random creation of mine that I'm putting on the gallery and I have no idea if people are even going to like it or not. I know that someone is going to actively be playing with it. So I try to, I guess, work even harder. I use these little fence pieces from Base Game just because I feel like it fits in with the surrounding environment, and it adds some greenery, and it adds you know, some more rustic vibes to this lot. This, you know, this wood fence that, you know, looks a little shabby, looks a little worn. I love using this, but it doesn't always fit in with certain builds, and I felt like it fit in really well with this build. But yeah, back to it taking me 7 hours, guys. You know I love building because I didn't stop. I didn't take a break. I just kept going. Like Forrest Gump, I just kept running, you know. So finally what I'm doing is I'm putting out like the outside lights, little decor pieces. I'm going to start putting the outdoor furniture around the pool and around, you know, the little front porch area. And, you know, there's not a whole lot I could see from the picture, because the picture of, you know, the drawing of the house and the blueprint, it's not very detailed in terms of, you know, decor ideas and stuff like that, because it's not a picture of a real house. It's just a drawing. So I had to kind of get creative and really look through the pieces that looked, you know, rustic, but also could pass as a modern piece. And it was really nice because there are certain things that I've never used before. Like I've never used this couch, and I think it's from Snowy Escape. I've never used it because it's never really fit in with any of my designs. But I was looking at it and I was like, okay, it's kind of got this really relaxed, modern feel, but you know, this pale wood reminds me a lot of the ranch house build. So while I was putting some stuff down, I found these stones and I said, that looks perfect for, you know, edging the plants and stuff like that. So I did it. I don't usually put like, you know, rocks and stuff around the plants because I like it to look really natural, but like, well, this is a modern build. So this landscaping will probably look really manicured and things like that. So yeah, I just go through with these rocks, and I just have a field day with it. I size them down and go to each and every one, and it was a pain in the butt because of the elevation of the foundation. It wanted to keep popping up, and I had to keep using that tool while I just set it back down on the ground. It is so time consuming when that happens, but then it's also like, I guess, just pleasant to do it, because then it's like, oh, it all fit. I made it all fit. I had fun. I had fun with it, even though I would get frustrated and be like, ugh. Oh, why won't you just sit on the ground? So I'm adding some shading. I try not to do a whole lot of shading because this is a lot that has bright green grass. So if you put too much, it just looks muddy. So I use like a pretty light garden bedlam swatch, and you know, just add a little bit of darkness under the plants and stuff like that. So we are finally done with the outside. It took a while, but that's okay. It looks beautiful, if I do say so myself. So what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of setting the elevation, because I did want to have the garage a little bit further down and have some steps. And this was just an idea of mine. I decided to put a fireplace encased in this wall, make it look more modern. And for the color scheme, because again, the pictures and stuff, it's literally just a blueprint. So when I think of like a modern, rustic type of decor, I think of a lot of, you know, worn gray, weathered whites and things like that. So what I'm doing now is I'm just putting down the wood swatch that is just like a light gray, kind of grainy looking. And I felt like, you know, well, that would fit in with that type of vibe. And a couple of rooms I put like the weathered white painted wooden floors. I just really like the way they look. I like the texture of that floor choice. And in a couple of bedrooms, I put down carpet. I wanted to make one bathroom different though. So I use like an orangish wood. I have this idea going on, just bear with me. I end up loving how this master bathroom looks. Yeah, I really wanted this bathroom for myself. But like usual, and I'm sure all of you can understand, you live vicariously through The Sims. You know, what bathroom you don't have in real life, you can experience it in The Sims. So I'm just playing around with some color swatches of, you know, gray, white, wood. I use a lot of pieces from Eco Lifestyle. You know, I hear a lot of hate about Eco Lifestyle. I don't understand the hate, because to me that pack gave so much decor items. It does have some annoying things, like, you know, the whole like power conservation day, water conservation, the fact that like my Sims ladies' legs get super hairy if they don't shave in like one sim day. Yeah, I mean, you can change those settings, of course, but like, other than that, that pack is awesome. It gives so much build items and so many interactions that you can do with not just Evergreen Harbor, but everywhere. I don't know why I'm going on a rant right now. I guess, forgive me, my bad. But I almost have all of the rooms, you know, got their wall coverings, got their floors done, everything like that. And this just gave me a lot of freedom, since I didn't really have much to go off of. And I tried to kind of take in just different design videos that I've watched in the past with other simmers and how they've decorated, because they give me really good ideas, and I hope my videos do the same. It's just so much fun to play around with different things and get exposed to stuff that you're like, oh, hey, that looks good together. But I really wanted this house to have beautiful long light fixtures, you know, to kind of add to that modern vibe. And I absolutely loved these light fixtures from Bowling Stuff. Because I know I've seen these before. I know I've been to houses that have, my house doesn't have it, but I know I've been to houses that have these types of fixtures that is of that modern style. And this living room, it's a wide open space, and it's actually bigger, because on the other side of this fireplace I make like this little sit and chill area where, you know, the Sims can play games and stuff like that. I put some board game decor pieces, and I decided to put like a little nook here with, you know, some shelves, and I put some cushions down in this raised elevation. I just thought that added a little something to this wide open space. Maybe we do have a big family here. Maybe it's a multiple family situation, or maybe we just have Sims that love to invite people over, you know? I'm not one of those people, but I do make my Sims super social. So much easier, like, oh, you can deal with the drama. But I really loved this space, and kind of just creating this little area where you can imagine, you know, your Sims sitting there with their coffee, their book, you know, maybe hanging out with their kids and stuff. Just a cool little area. I really liked it, and I'm someone that, like, I usually build small. So this house had so much room for me to do these creative little things here and there. And, you know, like, I've been building a lot of Victorian houses, and even though Victorian houses are big, the rooms aren't, because old houses really loved to divide their rooms. There were no open concepts, I guess. Again, cool, awesome style, but when you're doing like a modern style like this and you have more room, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I can put a little nook here. So this bookcase, like, I try to clutter it up with, you know, different decor items, but also I put down the vintage row of books, and I just change up the color swatches so that it looks more full. I put some candles down, all that great stuff, and just try to add a little bit more color, because right now I have a lot of pale wood, gray and white happening. So I feel like this adds a little bit more life to this area of the living room. I tried really hard to just kind of make this house as accessible as possible, and when I did my playthrough, everything worked fine for me. The only thing I think I did have trouble with was my Sims couldn't get to, you know, that little garbage can I put on top of the driveway, because it's on top of a roof technically. So I just kind of use that as like just a decor item, and my Sim, like, I ended up just putting like another garbage pail outside and stuff. But if that really irks you, I apologize. You know, you can completely take away that driveway if you want to, and just, you know, add flooring or something. But I just wanted to try it. I saw Danielle Builds do it, and I said, you know what, that looks exactly like a driveway. I've got to use it. So I'm using these pictures from the Strangerville pack, and I just really love them. I love how colorful they are, and I love how rustically country they are. You know, you've got pictures of the desert, you've got these old vintage looking cars, and I just really like the art that came with that pack. Pairs really well with Horse Ranch. I loved it. So I kind of try to do that with the art in here, with all of this, you know, modern styles happening. You know, here is some art pieces that is a bit more simplistic. So I decide on this little area to put like a sectional and kind of have it around this fireplace. And if you're wondering, the fireplace is functional. I put like, I think it's the fireplace from Snowy Escape inside the wall, and yeah, they should be able to turn it on with no problem. If you do run into problems, because I have move objects on, but if you don't have move objects on, please turn it on and it should work, you know, without a problem. Okay, so this kitchen, you know, it's such a big house, so I feel like this kitchen ended up being pretty small, but I try to make up for it with the sitting spaces around. So we have like a little bar area that I make out of a little hack. I size up a shelf, and then I size down really tiny as it'll go, an island counter, and that is functional. It can be glitchy. I ain't gonna lie to you, it can be glitchy, but I've watched so many videos of people do that, and it just looks so aesthetically pleasing. So I tried it out, And, you know, at first, because, you know, the Sims think that they're sitting at a island, it's like their arms or whatever they put on that shelf I sized up, like it doesn't sit right, but it's still like functional. It just, you know, the game wants to assume that they're sitting at the countertop, but it's been sized down super, super, super tiny. So while I was decorating the kitchen, I stumbled upon these pillows and I went, oh yeah, that room needs pillows. What was I thinking? So I go back in and I add some pillows, and I added a pillow from Modern Luxe just because I kind of like the little swirly effect up against, you know, the solid color pillow. And I put this divider up just to kind of have this divider there for when I put the shelf that I turn into a little counter space. And I'm putting all of my clutter items on this red shelf. Now, I've been asked about this red shelf a couple of times. So you don't need this red shelf. I just like it. It is a piece of custom content from, I think it's called amoebae. Yeah, I need to put it down in the description. I think I'm butchering that name. But basically, it's just a shelf that you can put items on top of that you want to clutter up an area, especially an area where it doesn't allow you to move the items up and clutter it manually. So all you have to do is, you know, get that shelf and, you know, put all your items on there and move that surface wherever you want to put your clutter, and it'll go on there without a hitch. So like if you watch what I'm doing now, I try to place it at the same level as the counter. I clutter it up and then I move the counter back. Now, you don't have to have the red shelf for this. It's just for my crappy eyes, the red shelf really just helps me visually when I try to clutter stuff up. You can use like the bathroom shelf that is a base game item, and you can do the exact same thing. It's just my eyes suck. I need glasses, but it seems like I never have the time to go to the doctor and do it. But that red shelf just helps me see. So this area is, I have like another little bar area. So we have this little kitchen nook over here, and then we have this bar area over here that faces the window. And I just really liked that idea of, you know, eating breakfast looking out into the front yard in the morning. And of course, if you don't feel like sitting at the table, here is a sectional that you can sit and chill in front of the fireplace. And, you know, I just really like the design of this house, and I do have to pat myself on the back for being a little bit more creative with modern pieces, because it's been a long time. It's been a long time since I've built a house that, you know, had a lot of modern vibes to it. And I don't know why, I just felt like this would be a cool gaming space. Like this would be like, when people come over, this is, you know, you take the clutter off of the little end table and just play games. And since I was in the gaming mood, I put a little, you know, chess table over here. Had a brain fart for a second. That happens a lot. I don't know what's wrong with me. So we are about to finish up this area of the house, and I'm just, you know, putting some art pieces down and doing some finishing touches, try to make it look a little bit more full and have a bit more personality. I can't forget to put the curtains up, but I decided to leave the really big windows from the front open. I don't know, I really liked the way it looked, and I didn't want to mess up the way it looked from the outside with, you know, curtains. I just felt like it was really pretty. So now we are working on the side entrance to the house that opens up into this little laundry room. So I love a cluttered laundry room. I don't know why. I just do. Like, it adds personality to the house. So the little knickknacks of, clothes that haven't been put up yet, or clothes that haven't been folded. Here are some items: laundry detergent, a random box of holiday stuff. Because, I don't think of a laundry room as just being a laundry room where everything has its place and it's super neat. I see it as kind of like a multi-purpose room. So for some reason, I really like doing laundry rooms, I guess because that feels like a really realistic area of the house. I feel like we all have that area of the house where it's just, this is our room where we put random clutter items. For me, like, I don't have like a laundry room. I have a laundry closet, and it's like my washing machine and dryers tucked away. So my clutter room is the garage. Yeah, I've got a bunch of just stuff that probably needs to be, given away or thrown away, but it's there. It's there. So hallways and stair landings, they're my enemy. I always struggle with trying to figure out what to decorate it with, because I feel like I always decorate it with the same things. So here I just try to put that really, really pretty shelf down that has that circular piece in it. A little area that's, got some art, some little candles and things like that. I don't know what else to do in hallways. Hallways and, stair landings. It's like, what do you put there? My hallways are empty, guys. I think I do have, I don't know, I do have a picture hanging up. I have to think about it for a second. What is the decor in my own house? I don't know. One time I lived in a house that was 2-story that had a big landing, and yeah, I didn't put anything there. It just looks so empty in The Sims though. So I am playing around in this little office area that I've made, and I'm putting down some art stuff from our new art studio kit, which that kit comes with so many realistic looking items. Like, the Sims team really came up with some designs that definitely an artist would have. And if you enjoy having artsy Sims, it's perfect. I actually don't know if the Simmer I'm building this house for has artsy Sims, but as I was building this, I really just kind of wanted to make this area a creative space, because in the living room / dining room, we have, things that can build logic skill and, yada yada. At least in, that room, the office, you can, build your painting, build other skills on the computer, listen to music, chill, all of that good stuff. So of course, I'm doing another little hallway. Thank goodness this hallway is small though. So this little, console table, it just fits in perfectly there. That's the kind of hallways I like. Just, little clutter. So I'm not really sure what to call this, the master bedroom or not, because there's another bedroom upstairs that is basically the same size. But I try to make it look super inviting, super, I don't know, like just decked out. Not extremely decked out to where it's ridiculous, but give those rustic vibes, have those built-in shelves, and have those little modern pieces with the color. And I put them a little TV in there. I put them a little treadmill, just because it I don't know, it just looked like this room would have a treadmill. It's so clean and sleek. I use the treadmill from Spa Day, and that's a fine looking piece of machinery. It really is. I do not have the fitness stuff pack from The Sims. I'm not sure if it's worth buying. Y'all let me know if it is, because I rarely have Sims that are extremely into fitness, and to me the items I already have, I have everything but I think 2 kits, and fitness stuff is one of them, and it's just not some, like, I'm fine with the treadmills we got, but if there are some cool perks to it, let me know. I don't know, because in my mind I'm just thinking about, like, okay, it's more treadmills and more, barbells and stuff. But yeah, it doesn't take much to convince me to buy a Sims kit or pack. It really doesn't. If you're just like, oh, it comes with, a new world, or, oh, it has some cool decorative items, yeah, I will buy it. It doesn't take much. So I loved this rug in here. To me, that looked, rustic. It didn't look extremely modern and extremely sleek, but it went with the color scheme that I'm shooting for, which is, white and pale gray. Moving into the bathroom, I decided to make this the doing your business area kind of off to the side and really enclosed, because wouldn't it be nice if, while your husband or partner, whatever, is doing their business, you can still go into the bathroom and get ready without hearing how his coffee has done traveled through him. I'm speaking from personal experience. So yeah, that's why I built that. And like my aunt, she had a bathroom where the toilet was in its own little separate space. And when I was little, I used to pretend that it was an outhouse. Oh yeah, there's something wrong with me. So I make some his and hers sinks, and I try to just make this bathroom look kind of gold and really sleek and really nice, and just something that even when visitors come over, because there's an entrance from the hallway into here, that they're just like, wow, these people have a great bathroom. In the blueprint, this area of the house is an area of a huge walk-in closet. So I decided to replicate it and do the exact same thing. I decided to make a little walk-in closet out of this space. And it's fun. I like to do walk-in closets. It's not needed. I mean, your Sims just need a dresser. Or a trunk. But it is a cool little decorative room, and again, just imagine having this really big closet up in your house. Honestly, I wouldn't like it, because I'm not someone that likes to have a bunch of clothes, because then I'll never know what to wear. I limit myself on clothes simply because I'm like, no, it'll be more of a struggle. But no, I do love building really nice closets in The Sims, because it's so neat and it already looks so put together. It's just like, oh, if this world were that way, that'd be great. So now we are upstairs, and I just make a little den area because really it just didn't make sense to me to make this spot like a loft guest bedroom type area. And in the blueprint, it wasn't really clear what this loft area was for. So little den area with a bar, get your drink on. I put a little speaker up, so maybe your Sims can dance a little bit. And a little gaming table. Why not? We had the room for it. So I'm just making a simple little bathroom for the hallway, like your typical hallway bathroom when you go and visit someone's house, things like that. Just neat, orderly, cute, all of that good stuff. I don't really add anything extravagant to this room. I saved that for the next bathroom. So we've got one extravagant bathroom downstairs, one extravagant bathroom upstairs. And let's see, now we are on another room of the house, and I decide to give this room a closet, and I decided to give the guest bedroom a closet because to me that's more modern. When I lived in New Orleans, I lived in a lot of older style homes, and it is definitely a true thing. Older style homes, they don't have closets because most people, you know, had armoires and stuff. So I'm like, well, since the downstairs has that huge walk-in closet, let's give these little bedrooms upstairs little closets because, you know, it's a modern build. It should feel that way. And I use the same color scheme, this gray and white look throughout, but I loved the different options and different designs, getting to play with the gray and white swatches. And I loved all the bedrooms. I thought all the bedrooms came out looking great. This bathroom isn't as big as downstairs, but I try to make it look just as modern and just as decorated. So I have the walk-in shower, and it's separated to where there's, you know, kind of a private area for the tub and a big old area for, you know, your, you know, brain fart, you know, for you to brush your teeth. Vanity area. Yeah, that's what I was trying. I couldn't think of it. It's a vanity area. More space, more his and her sinks. I really love those sinks from Spa Day. Like that, yeah, that looks like the sinks at an Olive Garden, like an Olive Garden bathroom. Okay, so we are finishing up this bathroom. I end up putting these little saucer lights up there, and we're gonna move on to the last bedroom of the house, and it's the smallest bedroom that is in this house, but it still is pretty roomy. I put a little sitting area down, you know, with you know, it's already got a closet, but I put a little dresser in there, and, you know, clutter it up with some decor items. It's just, you know, a really nice spot for any guest to come in and just be able to relax and chill and hang out. But we are nearing the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed building it, and let me know your thoughts down below. Until next time, have a good one.